We are made out of an estimated 37.2 trillion cells, divided over 200 cell types, which raises the highly scientific question and astute intellectual debate on which cell type is the coolest. Well, let's rank. So I will only rank a selection of the 200 cell types. But to make this scientifically viable, I have generated this cell ranking system that, well, I made myself. It ranks based on coolness from okay to sort of cool, cool, super cool, awesome, mega awesome, and super mega awesome plus. For the crème de la crème. So the first cell we'll rank is the epithelial cell. And this is actually a collection of many different cell types, but they are found, for example, in the skin, in our gut. And the characteristic is that they form tightly packed layers. And as such, they regulate the nutrients, the fluids, and the proteins that pass through them. And I think that's cool. So the next cell type is fibroblasts. And fibroblasts are like the cells that hold everything together. They produce collagen, which is the stuff between our tissues. So without them, we would sort of fall apart. Fibroblast, cool. The next cell that is up is the cardiomyocyte. So there's many different muscle cells, but the cardiomyocyte is specific to our heart. And it's actually filled with a whole bunch of mitochondria to keep up with the energy supplies that are needed to keep our heart beating. Our heart is synonymous with love. Love makes us human. So cardiomyocytes are first super mega awesome plus. The next cell is the adipocyte, or fat cells. As the name suggests, they store fat, or make sure they have long-term energy storages. But in modern Western society, it's mostly determinant of our beauty standard. Still, sort of cool. So the neutrophils, eosinophils and basophils are somewhat similar, and they are the backbone of the innate immune system. They are all filled with vesicles that contain proteins, enzymes and growth factors, and they have functions in killing different cells, but also in repairing the cells that are already there. And they are often overlooked by their more adaptive T and B cell brothers, but I think they are awesome. Next up are macrophages. These big blobs of cells like to eat. Cell debris, dead cells, bacteria, you name it, they'll eat it. And I think I can sort of relate to that. So macrophages, mega awesome. First up is T cells. And T cells are highly adept at killing bacteria or cells that have been infected with viruses. And we can even engineer them in such a way that they can kill off cancer cells. Now I think that's pretty awesome. However, everyone and their mom seems to work on them, and they all like their very specific subset. If you would all just come together, you would be mega awesome. But right now, T cells, super cool. So next to B cells, another set of immune cells that upon activation turn into these little factories that produce tons and tons of antibodies. And these antibodies help us in clearing bacteria and viruses again. And also the next time you get infected, they are the ones that make sure that you do not get as sick. So the B cells, awesome. So the first one are the thrombocytes, or platelets. And these cells make sure that when we have a bleeding, they are the ones to plug the wound. Now, the platelet is technically not a cell, it's more a self-fragment, but I still consider Pluto a planet, so I believe platelets deserve a spot on this list. Thrombocytes, super cool. Next up, erythrocytes, or red blood cells. Again, not technically a full cell, but these ones transport the oxygen through all of our other cells. So I said we have 37 trillion cells in our bodies. Roughly 20 trillion of those are these red blood cells. Super cool. So first up are the sperm and egg cells. One is a motorized DNA package, the other is a big blob that actually contains of multiple different cell types. But together these two cells can create something like this. And that's mega awesome. The cells. Stem cells may look inconspicuous at first, but from this you can actually generate every other cell type. And they do so from inside of our bone marrow. Now that would be enough for the highest ranking, were it not that these cells are extremely delicate to work with, require extensive nurturing. So the stem cells, mega awesome. first ones are osteoblasts and osteoclasts. Now these cells are two sides of the same coin. One destroys and one generates, and together they form this perfect harmony to maintain the structure of our bones. Super cool. Next up, neurons. Neurons pass all the signals throughout our bodies, and our brain is actually mostly made out of neurons. So in a weird way, these cells are now actually ranking themselves. Super mega awesome plus. Finally, the retinal cells, or the cells in our eyes, and specifically the cones and the rods. And these cells actually make sure that we can see the light and all the beautiful colors that this world has to offer. Mega awesome. Well, there you have it. A cell ranking of some of my favorite cell types. And wait, I'm forgetting one. There should be one. Oh yeah, of course. How could I forget the endothelial cell? These cells line all the vessels in our body and are very common and not really interesting and are just sort of there. Guess these cells fit in the okay tier. Hey, who wrote this script? Ah. Yeah. Guess that's it. Ranking the cells of some cell types or something. I don't know. Wait, there's been another mix-up? You're saying endothelial cells are actually super cool, and they line all the blood vessels in our body, and they make sure that all of our organs get vital nutrients, and they make sure that all the cells get to their destination and get off at the right time, and they are overall just very good boys, and they belong in the super really cool mega awesome plus 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 tier? Well, I would agree. So there you have it. This has been the ranking of cells according to my highly scientific opinion. If your one is not there or it should be somewhere else, then please let me know. For now, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and have a wonderful day.